Hello, my name is Carlos and we are here at the Wilderness Roasting Facility, and today we're going to be doing an introduction to pour over. So we have a Hario V6 pour over. We're going to be brewing the Brazilian blend, and today we're going to be doing a ratio of 1 part coffee to 16 parts water, and this can be done with ounces or grams. When you do a pour over, it's really important to have a scale. I think for me, the most important thing to have is a scale. Whatever you decide to do as far as grams or ounces, you need to stick with that. So to keep it simple, we're going to be doing 1 ounce to 16 ounces of water. I always like to grind a little bit more than 1 ounce because sometimes the coffee gets left behind in your grinder. One of the important things to do is to always pre-rinse your filter. You always want to wash that off. Filters are porous and they do absorb odors, so it's always a good idea to rinse it off. Zero it out. So the grind size we're using, if I was going to compare it to something, it's kind of like sea salt. It's not as fine as sugar, but it is close to sea salt, maybe table salt. And all grinders grind differently, so the best way for me to describe it is a little bit finer than sea salt, but not as fine as table salt. So we're gonna tar out the scale. We're gonna pour 1 ounce of ground coffee. If you go a little bit over, it's not the end of the world. Once you pour 1 ounce of coffee, you wanna tar it out, zero it out, and we're gonna use a timer. I'm going to try to pour the water at 200 degrees within just roughly over a minute. Now the reason why I'm trying to do it roughly over a minute is because I want the temperature of the slurry in here to stay hot. I'm using a chopstick to stir the coffee grounds, to agitate, to get all the coffee grounds saturated. You can use a spoon, you can use other types of stirrers. Just keep in mind, the wider the stir is, the more you're gonna agitate. I like using a chopstick because I don't oversaturate everything. You want to get kind of like a crema consistency. Once you get that crema consistency, you want to stop agitating or stirring. That's 60 ounces of water. I like to stir the whole vessel. What this does is it allows the coffee grounds from getting stuck on the side of the filter. You want a flat bed of coffee grounds, and you want to see some of the foam around, kind of like this foam you see here. This is a good sign of fresh coffee. If you don't see this foam, your coffee's not as fresh as you may think it is. But you see this foam? That is a sign of fresh coffee. If you don't see these bubble foams around, your coffee's not as fresh as you think it might be. But that's a good sign. Now, another thing you should keep in mind once you're done brewing your coffee, and this was brewed just over 2 minutes. An important thing to do is to stir your coffee once you have brewed it. You want to stir it. Let me taste it.